Again, coming back to the high ready, we're going to start moving, putting a little bit more movement into the flow drill, right? And as we go into this drill, there's a few things to keep in mind. I want to have, as you guys were doing it, right, just to reiterate, I don't want my arms, when I come back into the high ready position, I don't want my arms to come in where my elbows are on my ribs. What happens here, as we start to get into more dynamic movements here, moving, right, if my arms lock, then what happens is my weapon moves in relation to what my torso does. So as I go to show you how to walk without crossing your legs, right now when you guys are doing the movement, it's cool, but your muzzle's good, but what happens is we're crossing our legs and we're doing this, so my hips are staying facing at the target. If I want to move and keep my body nice and fluid, then what I do is I'm going to turn my hips going the direction that I want to walk. So I'm always going to be walking forward, right, or backward. My hips take me the direction I want to go, so that way my legs are always moving in the smoothest pattern possible, not crossing my legs like this, okay? So this becomes important because what happens is if I turn my hips and my elbows are in tight, and I do this when I come back to the high ready, or if I do this, then when I turn my hips, my head might stay looking at the target. When I turn my hips, I pull the gun. And when I bring my hips back, the gun goes. If I hunch over, the gun drops. If I hunch and turn, the gun comes with me. So I want my pistol to stay between my eyes and the target. Remember yesterday we were saying we always reference the pistol to our eye line, right? So if my head stays looking at this circle, if I come back to the high ready and I turn my hips to move, by not having my elbows in, it allows my torso and my hips to move behind the pistol, and the pistol stays between my eye and the target, right? So as I come here, I keep control, right, of where the muzzle is, because it's like working like a gimbal. Do you know a gimbal, like on a steady camera ish?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's like to take video or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, like a gimbal. So it's working independently. So my body can move independently of the weapon, right? One of the things we have to watch for doing this, the other thing we need to watch is for people doing like a temple index, right? Doing a temple index has a time and place, but one of the things to understand with something like that is I'm taking my position and I'm locking it to my body. So now what happens is if I duck, what happens to my muzzle? If I duck down behind the car, what happens to my muzzle?
Moves as well.
It drops because it's in reference to my body. Up is up and down is down. So if I'm here, whatever position I'm in, it doesn't matter. If I take a knee or whatever, up is up and down is down. So this has to be independent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It can't be independent if I lock it to any part of my body. So this wants to be free, so that way I have the ability to move. It stays just underneath my eye line. Unless something tall becomes between me, then I can raise it up or I can turn it back, right, momentarily to clear the barrel. But this always stays between me and the target. And then that way I always know how to get it. As soon as I need it, I know exactly where it is. When I'm doing this, I have no idea where my pistol is, I'm not aware of it, and I have no idea what it's aiming at because I can't see it. If it's right here, I always know what it's aiming at. And I can adjust the angle to bring it up, right? Angle this way or angle this way to bring the barrel up or down depending on what the situation is in front of me. Cool? Yeah. Questions on that? All right, so I'll demonstrate one more time and then you guys are gonna go again.
Right.
All right, so you guys are gonna do your walking drill. So you can keep your pistols in. So again, as soon as I have a clear line to the target, right, I'm going to aim. And now, like I was saying before, I turn my hips the direction I want to walk. and my pistol stays right here, right, as I see you guys coming in, I move. My head stays here for now. Again, this is just a drill for the fundamentals of our muzzle discipline. This isn't necessarily how I'm going to fight 100%. Does that make sense? Okay. So